Hey, welcome back to John's Little Garage. We're going to work on 67, 68 bumper and grill fitment. Now this is a 68 grill because it's painted black. That's really the only difference between 67 and 68. And then the 400, well, you had a little hockey stick in here, but that's another story for a different day. But nonetheless, I've seen OER bumpers and AMD front bumpers. In particular, it seems to be the left side grill doesn't fit so well. It's not the grill, it's the bumper. This grill fits great back in the original bumper, but unfortunately the original bumper is dented, needs re-chromed, and looks like hell. It's not really in the budget to re-chrome my original bumper, so what do? I buy replacement grills because the old ones are busted up. I buy a replacement bumper and hope for the best. I could proceed with just bolting it in, putting it in the car, and it would look okay. And it would actually suffice. And it's not bad. It's definitely better than a busted up, rusty, old chrome bumper on the front of your car. So, but I'm thinking, now this is going to say, you got to put the pros and the cons. There's a cost to everything. You change something here, it affects it here. What I mean is, if I'm going to make this grill fit that bumper, I can't add material. I can only remove material until it starts matching the face or the, I guess you say, the outline of my grill. Problem with that is, as I move material to get the grill line up, then the grill has to move forward to fit in the bumper. So then you can imagine that our mounting points will then also need to be modified. Talked to a friend of mine, he kind of went down this slippery slope already. He came out pretty nice, but he had to modify the mounting points when he was done. So that's what I'm talking about. There's a cost to every modification. Not only is there the time involved, but like I say, as soon as you affect one thing, it'll affect other things further in the build. But what I'm going to focus on today is getting this grill to fit better in that left side opening. And then when I put the bumper on, we'll figure out what kind of modifications I need. But he kind of made it sound like not re-drilling the plastic. There's nothing you can do with the plastic, but the hole this mounts into and the upper panel, just relocating it. I've got some other ideas brewing in the brain that might work, or we'll see how it's going to go. But I guess I'm going to say, I'm going to get this thing to fit first, then we'll go from there. I'm going to get you close up and see what we're talking about, but the left side grill is just kind of laying into place here. It's almost touching here in the center, but then you see that gap. This is absolutely atrocious in here. I said, ideally, you just add material and build it back up. I don't have that option unless I want to get this bumper re-chromed. So the idea is then we're going to remove, see my black marker here, permanent marker last around. We're going to remove some of the material here in the middle, which then brings the grill forward, which closes the gap. But in order to make that work, I also have to remove material here off that bottom edge. That's what I'm going to work on doing. I'm not going to be able to get this 100% cleaned up and closed up the gap, but at least I'm going to get it where I can't see through it. You know, that's as high as it's going to go, and I can get my finger almost in between the two of those. So it's just not what I'm looking for. Now, the other side is, if I start grinding on the edge of the chrome, I now have an exposed edge. That's the other thing you got to put in your equation of, well, that wasn't such a great idea. But my plan is, once I get that all ground out and cleaned up, I'm going to mix up some epoxy primer and coat just the edge with a black epoxy primer so it's the facing the grill so you won't see it, at least then to seal the metal up. At least that's my plan so far. For me, my next step is I'm going to figure out how much material I want to remove. So I want to use the tape as a guideline, kind of sight that grill. So I'm going to remove that hump out of it there. That'll close up the gap up here, close up the gap there. Definitely reduce what's going on here, but then I have to, like I said, the flip side is I'm going to have to remove some material here from that bottom just the same. So I'll have to pick through your, whoops, touching there. Have to round that edge. Well, this is done with the calibrated eye. And here's the thing about it. These bumpers aren't horribly expensive to repop them, so if I totally butcher it, I guess I'll get another one. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get this taken and move my grill out of the way. I'm going to polish that edge off here with my electric grinder. Now what I'm using, battery operated, I think I put 60 grit on it here because, oh no, we went 36 grit. We're gonna go all the way here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this part first. Now the other thing is I'm not pushing real hard on this grinder. I'm letting this kind of float right across. Not doing this number either. I'm trying to keep it flat. So, because I'm trying to make a flat edge. So keep the grinder flat to help ensure that we keep that closer to a nice level finish. I want to try this, test it this one more time real quick before I cut that bottom out. Show you what that looks like. Now our leading edge here is looking better. It actually doesn't have that weird gap. It's even closed up that gap substantially, but you can see my chrome. I get the bump. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. I'm laying over top. I'm gonna pick up the grill here, and you'll see how much it's laying behind that now. Really close where I got that tape at. So I'm gonna go ahead and buzz off this line here and see how well that fits. See what that looks like. I flipped it back over so we can check some progress. I've actually got more of a gap here than what I needed, I think, because I can push this grill back up. And I hit here in the center. But look at this. My gap here is nice and even. I don't have that weird dip. Still have the atrocious gap in the corner. I can't get my finger between them now, just the fingertip. And I can see the shelf, but since I have removed enough material all through here, I think I'm going to remove just a little bit more here off the middle, which will close up that gap and pull this back in. Because I've got a little bit of a gap there now, which is good, because then I can get rid of some more of this crap, man. You know, like I said, I can't get rid of all of it, but I'm going to go ahead and take off maybe another 1/16 of an inch or so on this straightaway here and see if we can't improve that gap. All right, I've got my piece of tape on there. I want to remove, this is the bottom side. As you can tell, it gets closer here at the top. I'm going to remove a little bit more off the bottom to get the grill to tilt this way, which will close that gap and not take off too much here. And we'll see how that works out, because it's already lined up okay on the top. So That's what I'm gonna do next. Let me get you in there. You can see definitely more material here and goes away to nothing. So I'll buzz that off next. All right, that's after a few seconds of buzzing here, and now I am level with my tape all the way across the whole thing now. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. I'm gonna flip it back over and see how that fits. Okay. Oh, hey, now we're talking. Yeah, that actually looks a whole lot better. And I've got, it's underneath, the bumper's underneath the edge of it here. Got the sticky lip on the tape, it must got a little bit hotter. Let me get you up close here. Okay, up close and all beautiful. I'm reach in here, shut the gap, push that up. That is immensely, 10,000 times better than it was. And it lines up here all the way across the bottom of the grill to the bumper. My gap here looks 1,000% better. I might be able to take just a little more off through here again. And it might close up a little further because I still got just a little bit to work with there. But either way we go, that definitely looks 1,000 times better. Went ahead and did basically the same thing here to the passenger side. Didn't have to take off nearly as much material. It lined up a little better, quicker. And it didn't look that bad to begin with. Almost didn't want to mess up, but now the driver's side looks so much better. It made the passenger side look bad. So next thing here is I'm going to flip this thing over and seal up my exposed edge from grinding that thing apart. All right, what I've done, mix up a little black epoxy. One of these little foam brushes works pretty good. Since I don't remember exactly where I left off at, grinding or not grinding, I'm just going to go ahead and just lightly probably coat the entire inside edge here. This will, it won't guarantee it'll never rust or it's never going to peel, but I figure it'll slow it down. Again, you got to weigh the pros and cons and figure out which way you want to go. That's working pretty good, actually. This stuff dries pretty quick, fortunately. Do this side just the same. Now I've got this from starting on the inside of the panel and dragging it this way, and it doesn't appear too much is rolling over on the leading edge or the shiny edge, but if it does, it'll clean up pretty easy. It's chrome. And as soon as I said that, I finally got a spot. Dang luck. That side I can see where I stopped grinding at, so that should do it. This is what that looks like all up close. It's got a little black ring around the inside here, but I feel that's better than leaving the leading edge exposed. And let's see about this side here. Yeah, I have a little cleanup there, but not bad. You can see where it just come through on the front side. I think I'll let that dry for a little bit and I'll wipe that off there, because it should come off the chrome pretty easily. But I can't test for this any further because I've got parts hanging up. Those are the convertible top frame pieces. Another convertible top frame piece. I've been sandblasting and body working all these material pieces. That piece there is made of unobtainium. They don't make those anywhere. No one makes a repop version. More convertible top frames and corner braces. Now, the downside was this was severely pitted. It was in bad shape. After media blasting, I had to do a bunch of filler work and primer and blocking it. And there's where the number is stamped in it. I'm gonna try to keep that and salvage that. So I can't put it together because this isn't painted yet. These are the holes that the grill mounts to. And they may require a little bit of slotting to adjust the grill further to compensate for the work we just did here today. Then on the bottom, you just gotta bend the bracket because I think it's gonna work out pretty good. So at this point, I think we're at a stopping point. Paint's dry. I went ahead and threw the grills in here, just laying them in here. There's no pressure or bolts or anything yet, but that lines up pretty good. Now, it'll pull a little tighter when I put the bolts in, I hope, but nonetheless, that looks respectable. Passenger side looks good. closed up our gap there. It'll look a lot better going down the road and sitting still in the old car shows. And even the driver's side. This is the really bad side. Now that looks very respectable. Again, still have a little gap in the corner. Maybe you could keep on grinding here, grinding there. But I just kind of feel like I'm split the difference. I've closed up the gap. I can't get my finger between them anymore. It looks respectable. And I should still be able to put the grill in the mounting brackets and tighten it down to make the thing secure and work. But I can say, for about 2 hours worth of work, that looks 1,000 times better. So there you have a quick little mod to make that look a lot better. I guess it's one of those things, I still think it was worth the energy to put into that. The original bumper, they do fit a little better to the grills. But what do you do, right? So this is just something I wanted to share with you. I think it's outside of the box or get kind of creative. A friend of mine kind of did this already. He went, I think, a little bit further and closed that gap even more. I'm not that brave. I just don't think I need to go quite that far. It's a nice car, don't get me wrong, but it's a 352 barrel car, so you got to figure out where you put your time at, right? Time is more than money, in my opinion, because money, well, you can make some more. You work a little harder, someone else, but time, you only have so much of it. So where do I put my time at? So in this case, I think I've invested enough time to make that look very respectable. It'll look really good on this car and go down the road and, you know, look like a little better than just throwing in the grills and the bumper and kind of living with the wonky gaps. So anyway, you don't want to miss trying to put that back in there. Once I get those pieces painted, should be hopefully here yet this week. I might be able to get that settled up, get those painted, and then we're going to put this front bumper on the front of the car there and make that thing look really nice. Like it has some eyeballs back on the thing, you know? So you don't want to miss adjusting that. So don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, or tell them, other people, that there's this crazy guy in a 2-car garage making a really nice car, proving that it can be done in a small space. Now, granted, I know we don't all have the skills right off the bat, but jump out there, get your hands dirty, and you might fail a few times, but you're going to start to learn and pick it up and do what you can with what you've actually experienced. Like I said here, this is a little bit of a learning experience for me. I've never done this. I figured I'd go for it and see how it worked out. Now, I've done some minor buffing on bumpers where this is pretty aggressive, but I'm going to say worth the time this go around. So nonetheless, thanks for watching the Project Lamborghini. Getting close to the end of this one. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and make the announcement. I'm going to work on my high school car, my 69 Bird I've had since high school. It's basically ready to be block sanded, painted, and put the interior in. So I want to wrap that thing up. And then, of course, the GTO will be back sitting back here in the garage at the same time. So I may juggle between the both of them just a little bit. So that's what's going to be happening here as soon as Dad's car is done. So don't you worry. Plenty more videos heading your way nonetheless. So anyway, thanks for following us, and we'll catch you all next time.